Hey guys, before I start this podfic, I just want a trigger warning for childhood bullying because it's like really bad childhood bullying. Like I kind of got triggered the first time I read this, but it was so good that I kept reading and I was crying and halfway to a panic attack. Guys, should I be laughing at this? No. But there's your trigger warning. If you were bullied as a child, maybe don't listen to this. If it will trigger you. Nice. Okay. I'm just going to record the podfic now. The Quiet Game by Cat Lady 5001, Lily Pinwielder, Sabertooth Housecat, and Spiritus Rex. Summary. Hitoshi doesn't have many friends, or really any, so when some of the cool kids at school ask him to play with them, of course he says yes. The game they suggest playing seems kind of funny and he doesn't want to play it, but this is his best opportunity to make friends, so he'll go with it. And then everything goes wrong, and Hitoshi can't say a word. Silence really is golden. Goes wrong, and Hitoshi can't say a word. Silence really is golden. Ever since his quirk came in, Hitoshi hasn't had very many friends. He tries not to think that it's his own fault, mostly because his mom and dad say he shouldn't think like that. But a lot of times he thinks maybe it is his fault, and maybe there really is something villainous about him. That's the only reason he can think of that no one ever wants to play with him. And it's lonely. So when a group of kids he knows from school ask him if he wants to play with them on the playset after school, when the teachers are gone and it's not as crowded, he doesn't say no. And he's excited for playing with them because they're the cool kids at school. And if they're asking him to play, then they must want him to be part of their cool kid team. He says yes right away and waits for someone to explain the rules to him. It's a game of heroes and villains, Bushido says, hands propped up in fists on his hips. It's really fun, don't worry. Hitoshi nods because he loves heroes, so he'll love this game too, as soon as he learns the rules. So, Bushido taps his chin a few times looking at his friends. He grins. We'll have Shinso-kun be the villain this time. That makes sense, Hitoshi thinks, even though his heart is sinking in his chest. It is his first time playing, so of course he won't get to be the hero right away. That wouldn't make any sense. He just has to get past this part, and then he'll get to play the hero side of it. Okay, so I hide first? You get a 10-second head start to set up fortifications, Bushido announces. And then we'll try and capture you, and then we'll have an interrogation. Hitoshi nods excitedly. On Bushido's mark, he takes off, running toward the playset where he can pretend to have a villain base. This is a fun game, even if he wishes he was the hero. Having friends is really nice. The countdown seems to go way too fast, and then Bushido and his friends are chasing him, and something seems wrong about it, but Hitoshi can't tell what it is, so he keeps running. He keeps running and running, dodging a grab here, jumping over a swing there. He runs until he's gasping for breath, until the boys chasing him are shouting mean things at his back. It's just a game, he knows it is, but he can't deny that every loud scream of "Villain!" digs at the part of him that hates his quirk a little. But it's silly. They're playing, and his new friends are just taking their jobs as heroes very seriously, even if it does sound like they really mean it. That doesn't stop him from continuing to run like his life depends on it. He runs up the slide, and over the feeling of wrongness, he feels proud of how he only slides back a little before making it to the top. His lips twitch into a smile, and his sneakers clear the smooth bit where the kids sit to slide down, and he crashes straight into Bushida's waiting arms. Hitoshi doesn't fight over the clamoring of "not right, not right, not right, not right" screaming in his ears. The rules said that after the heroes catch him, there's going to be interrogation. Hitoshi doesn't know what that means, and he's not really having fun anymore, but there's still a chance that if he follows all the rules, the next time he can play Bushida shoves him. Hitoshi falls back, mind freezing in terror, as his back hits the slide and he's falling down, 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 head first to crash into the ground at the other hero's feet. "Tie him up, boys," Bushida sneers, striking what is supposed to be a heroic pose at the top of the slide. "Wait," Hitoshi tries to say, because this isn't what they said would happen at all, and his back hurts and his hands are shaking, and he feels like he might start to cry. But Tachibana kicks him in the stomach the second he opens his mouth, and Hitoshi is gasping and wheezing for breath, trying to curl up to protect himself as Matsumoto and Arata force him to his knees and yank his arms behind his back. Hitoshi is forced to face forward, eyes wide with fear, as Bushida slowly makes his way closer, jacket flowing in the breeze like a cape as he walks, and all Hitoshi can think is that he's supposed to be the one playing the villain. So why doesn't Bushida look like a hero? He leans in closer and closer until the fringes of his hair nearly brush Hitoshi's forehead. "Are you going to confess, villain?" Confess? Hitoshi asks, confused. This definitely wasn't part of the plan. Not part of his plan, anyway. "I didn't do anything." "Of course that's what you insist," Bushida sneers, rolling his eyes. "Villains never fess up. I don't know why I expected anything different." "I told you," Matsumoto exclaims. Hitoshi barely resists the urge to shoot him a dirty look. It's almost like he's trying to make Bushida even angrier. Indeed, he snaps. "I don't need you to tell me what to do, jerkface. I was trying to be nice like a hero should be." With a sinister frown, he turns back to Hitoshi. "Looks like I shouldn't have wasted my effort, though. Arata!" The boy shifts his grip on Hitoshi's arm and pulls a roll of duct tape from his pocket. Bushida takes it and unrolls a strip of it with a menacing thwap. What's that for?" Hitoshi asks nervously. Bushida's face sets in a grim line. "You clearly don't want to confess, so why should we give you the chance to use your villainous quirk on us?" Hitoshi's heart falls through his chest and into the center of the earth. He knew they didn't like his quirk. Nobody does, because it's a useless, evil, villainous quirk. But he still thought, it doesn't matter anymore. All that matters is getting out of this situation. "Wait!" he exclaims. "Please don't do this, Bushida-kun." "Don't!" he snaps. "If you're really sorry, then you better start talking." "What do you want me to say?" Hitoshi begs hopelessly. Bushida smiles grimly. "If you don't already know, then there's really no hope for you." He looks up to the boys behind Hitoshi. "Hold 'em tight." "Got it," they chorus in unison. "Please," Hitoshi begs. "Please." He squirms and kicks, but he's being held too tightly to escape. The boys with their hands on him cackle as they keep him trapped for Bushida, who has torn a strip of the tape off and is descending on Hitoshi without mercy. He tries to turn his head away, but Bushida just follows. "No, stop!" Hitoshi cries. "Be quiet, villain!" Then the duct tape touches his face, and Hitoshi can't remember what happened next. He blinks his eyes open to find himself hunched down by a wall in an alleyway a few blocks away from the playset, but in the opposite direction of his house. His legs are sore, his hands scraped and red, and his mouth. Hitoshi feels his breathing, already labored and fast, quicken even more. His mouth is still covered by duct tape. With frantic motions like an animal in a trap, he claws at the edges of the tape. It doesn't come off easy. It doesn't come off painless. Hitoshi thinks he'll remember the burn of pulling it away from his skin for the rest of his life. For a moment after it's all off, he simply sits there, sucking down shuddering breaths and holding the crumpled up tape in his trembling hands. Then he laughs. He laughs and laughs and laughs until he can't tell if he's really laughing anymore or if he's just sobbing. He'd been so stupid to think those kids liked him, to think they wanted to be his friends. From the start, everything had felt wrong, but Hitoshi ignored his own feelings just because he was, lonely? No one wants to be friends with a villain, so maybe he should just get used to being lonely. He gets to his feet, rubbing a hand over his wet eyes. Gingerly, he touches a finger to his mouth. The skin there bites when he touches it. Throbbing, he drops his hand into his side, eyes welling up again. Heroes. Is this what they're all like? Do they all think they're better than everyone else just because they have nice quirks? Just because they have the strength to push everyone else down? He balls the tape up in his hands and throws it hard against the wall. It makes the quietest tapping noise as it hits, and it tumbles to the ground silently. Maybe if Hitoshi was silent too, people would have stopped looking at him. "Where did that villain go?" Bushida shouts down the street nearby. Hitoshi's body recoils on instinct, and he crouches down behind a crate as Bushida and his friends march past the mouth of the alley. They're laughing and talking about him, about how scared he looked, and very, very vaguely he can remember. His hands are trembling. He shoves them in his pockets. It takes Hitoshi a long time to convince himself to come out of the alley, so long that the light in the sky has turned murky and dim, so long that he walks very quickly home and keeps his head down so people don't try to talk to him. When he opens his door, Mom descends on him in a frenzy, asking where he's been, if he's okay, what's wrong. She looks almost angry. Maybe she thinks he's a villain too. He opens his mouth to tell her he's fine, that he got lost, that he needs alone time, but no sound comes out. His throat closes up and he almost chokes on silent words. And then Mom is hugging him and asking what happened, and if he could remember what happened, maybe he could tell her. Maybe he could tell her that Bushida shoved him down the slide, that he woke up with tape over his mouth and bruises over his ribs. He forces out a low whine, trying to force the images into words. "Be quiet, villain." Hitoshi purses his lips shut and doesn't make another sound. So I'm like a very loud person, yet I ken Shinso. And I think the only reason why I ken Shinso is because he was most definitely bullied as a kid. I do ken Izuku. Okay, I just ken characters who are bullied because I too was bullied severely, like all throughout my childhood. So there's that. But poor Hitoshi. This fic didn't even end on a happy note. It's just sad, and it made me sad, and I wanted to share that feeling with you, because you get to be sad too. Honestly, I was just like, I read this so many times, so I'd be desensitized to my own trauma so that I could read this for you. Is that healthy? Probably not. It's okay. I'm going to therapy on one of these days. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, also, I won't be on the Discord server for a little while. LOL. There's a community post about it if you want to go see that. It explains it. That's basically all I would say, so there's that. What else? What else? I don't know, man. I usually talk a lot. I'm not talking a lot this time. Not sure why. Anywho. Oh, also, my For You page has just been sending me a lot of autism and, oddly enough, DID/OSDD TikToks. Not sure why. Zero clue why. The autism ones might just be calling me out. I have no clue about the other ones. Like, my For You page constantly just sends me things to call me out. But, I genuinely don't know what's up with these TikToks. Also, I've been getting a lot of astrology TikToks, and apparently I'm a Leo rising and a Leo moon, which I didn't know. I'm not giving you guys my sun's sign, mostly because I don't want to be judged. Anywho, I've been rambling for 3 minutes, and so I'm just going to stop. Hydrate, don't dehydrate, drink water. If you don't want to drink water, I can't really make you. Just drink something, eat something, take your meds. I still haven't taken my meds. Take your meds. Please take your meds. What else? Sleep. Don't be like me. Please sleep. It is 4:13 a.m. Don't be like me. Sleep. What else? Take care of yourself. Self-care. Yada yada. Love you guys. Bye.